Have you ever noticed how getting up from your favorite chair seems to take more effort these days? Or maybe you've found yourself reaching for the handrail on stairs when you never needed to before. If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. I'm seeing this happen to seniors across the country, and today I want to talk about something that almost no one is discussing: the hidden muscle loss that's happening to your body right now. Hey there, friends! Welcome back to the channel where we talk about living your absolute best life after 60. For those joining us for the first time, I've been helping seniors optimize their health since YouTube first launched, and I've seen firsthand how the right information can transform lives. Let me ask you something. Did you know that after age 50, we typically lose about 1 to 2% of our muscle mass each year? That might not sound like much, but think about it. Over a decade, that's potentially 20% of your strength gone. And here's the kicker. Most doctors won't even mention this during your regular checkups. They'll check your blood pressure, your cholesterol, maybe your bone density if you're lucky, but muscle preservation? Rarely discussed. This silent muscle loss has a name: sarcopenia. And unlike wrinkles or gray hair, you can't see it happening in the mirror, but you feel it every day, when grocery bags feel heavier, when getting out of the car takes more effort, or when you need to rest more frequently during activities you once breezed through. Now, before you think, well, that's just part of aging, let me stop you right there. While some muscle loss is natural, the severe decline many seniors experience is not inevitable. In fact, it's largely preventable and even reversible with the right approach. And it starts with what's on your plate. Here's something that shocked me when I first learned it. Up to 41% of women and 38% of men over 50 are not getting enough of the essential nutrient that prevents muscle wasting. And it's not some exotic supplement or expensive prescription. It's protein, simple, everyday protein. But wait, you might be thinking, I eat chicken and fish regularly. Surely I'm getting enough protein? That's exactly what Margaret, one of my 72-year-old clients, thought too. She was active, walked her dog daily, and ate what she considered a healthy diet. Yet she was steadily losing strength and energy. When we analyzed her diet, we discovered she was getting less than half the protein her body needed to maintain her muscle mass. You see, as we age, our bodies actually need more protein, not less. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition suggests that while younger adults might thrive on 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, seniors need closer to 1.2 grams or even more if you're very active. That's a 50% increase. Let me put that in perspective. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's about 82 grams of protein daily, equivalent to about 3 palm-sized portions of chicken breast. Most seniors I work with are getting closer to 40 to 50 grams, creating a protein gap that directly contributes to muscle loss. But here's where it gets interesting. The timing of your protein consumption matters almost as much as the total amount. Your body can only effectively use about 25 to 30 grams of protein for muscle building at one time. So if you're like most Americans who eat very little protein at breakfast, a moderate amount at lunch, and then a protein-heavy dinner, you're not optimizing your muscle maintenance. Think about your typical breakfast. Is it toast with jam, a bowl of cereal, maybe a piece of fruit? All of these are essentially carbohydrate-only meals that do nothing to feed your muscles. And by the time you reach dinner and consume a larger portion of protein, your body can only use a fraction of it for muscle synthesis, and the rest gets used for energy or, unfortunately, stored as fat. This is exactly what happened to Robert, a 68-year-old former construction worker who couldn't understand why he was losing strength despite eating plenty of meat with dinner. When we redistributed his protein intake across all 3 meals, starting with a protein-rich breakfast, his energy levels stabilized and he began regaining strength within just 3 weeks. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't too much protein bad for my kidneys? This is one of the most persistent myths I encounter. For individuals with healthy kidney function, research has consistently shown that higher protein intakes are safe. The concerns about protein and kidney function primarily apply to people who already have kidney disease, not healthy seniors looking to preserve their muscle mass. If you're still with me and finding this information valuable, type 1 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're following along, and I read every single comment. Now that we understand the importance of protein, let's talk about which protein sources are best for seniors. Not all proteins are created equal, and this is where many of my clients have their biggest aha moment. The quality of protein is measured by something scientists call biological value, essentially how efficiently your body can use the protein you consume. Animal proteins like eggs, dairy, fish, and meat tend to have the highest biological value because they contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right proportions. Plant proteins, while beneficial in many ways, often lack 1 or more essential amino acids. This doesn't mean you need to eat steak at every meal if you're vegetarian or vegan. It just means you need to be more strategic about combining different plant proteins to create complete protein profiles. For example, beans and rice together provide all essential amino acids, as do hummus and whole grain pita. But there's one amino acid that deserves special attention when we talk about muscle preservation in seniors: leucine. Think of leucine as the key that unlocks your body's muscle-building machinery. Without sufficient leucine, you can eat protein all day long and still not effectively stimulate muscle growth or maintenance. Foods particularly rich in leucine include eggs, dairy products, especially whey protein, meat, and fish. For plant-based eaters, soybeans and lentils are decent sources, though you'll need to eat more to get the same leucine content as animal sources. This is why many of my senior clients benefit from adding a high-quality protein supplement to their routine, particularly one rich in whey protein, which has an excellent leucine profile. Just adding a simple protein shake with 25 to 30 grams of protein to their breakfast routine has been transformative for many. Take Elaine, for instance. At 78, she was experiencing such significant muscle loss that her doctor suggested she might soon need a walker. After 3 months of optimizing her protein intake, including a morning protein shake and protein-rich snacks between meals, she not only avoided the walker, but was able to resume her gardening hobby that she thought she'd have to give up forever. But here's something crucial to understand. Protein alone isn't enough. Your muscles respond to 2 primary stimuli: adequate protein and physical stress. Without both, you won't get optimal results. This is where resistance training comes in, and before you picture bodybuilders lifting enormous weights, let me clarify what I mean. Resistance training for seniors can be as simple as standing up from a chair repeatedly, doing wall push-ups, or using light resistance bands. The key is to challenge your muscles enough that they receive the message that they're needed and should stick around. Even just 2 20-minute sessions of light resistance training per week can make a dramatic difference in maintaining muscle mass. Combined with proper protein intake, it's the most powerful strategy we have against age-related muscle loss. I remember working with Harold, an 82-year-old who was convinced he was too old for any kind of strength training. We started him with the simplest exercises, standing up from his chair without using his hands, and gentle resistance band pulls while seated. Within just 6 weeks, he noticed he could get up from low seats without assistance for the first time in years. Small changes, enormous impact on quality of life. Now, let's talk about a hidden saboteur of muscle maintenance that affects nearly 40% of seniors: vitamin D deficiency. Even if you're getting adequate protein and doing some resistance exercises, low vitamin D levels can significantly hamper your results. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in muscle function and strength. Studies have shown that seniors with higher vitamin D levels have better muscle strength, better balance, and fewer falls. Yet vitamin D deficiency is epidemic among older adults, particularly those who live in northern climates or spend limited time outdoors. The solution is simple. Get your vitamin D levels checked with a simple blood test, and if they're low, which they likely are, work with your healthcare provider on appropriate supplementation. For most seniors, a daily supplement of 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 is beneficial, but individual needs vary. There's another nutrient that works hand in hand with protein to support muscle health: omega-3 fatty acids. Found primarily in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, omega-3s help reduce the chronic inflammation that can contribute to muscle loss. They also appear to enhance the muscle's response to protein and exercise, making your protein intake more effective. If you're not a fan of fish, consider a high-quality fish oil supplement. Just make sure it's been tested for purity and doesn't contain heavy metals or other contaminants. If you're still following along and finding value in these insights, type "Muscle Matters" in the comments. I love seeing your engagement, and it helps others find this important information too. Now, let's address something that many seniors struggle with: appetite loss. As we age, many of us experience a decrease in hunger signals, making it challenging to consume enough calories, let alone enough protein. This phenomenon even has a name: anorexia of aging. If you find yourself feeling full quickly or simply not as hungry as you used to be, you're not alone. Changes in taste perception, decreased stomach emptying, alterations in hunger hormones, and even certain medications can all contribute to reduced appetite in seniors. This is where food quality becomes even more important than quantity. When you're eating less overall, every bite needs to count nutritionally. This means focusing on nutrient-dense foods rather than empty calories. One strategy that works well for many of my clients is eating smaller, more frequent meals rather than 3 large ones. 6 mini meals spread throughout the day can help you consume adequate protein and calories without feeling uncomfortably full. Another effective approach is to slightly increase the fat content of your meals. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, and nuts not only add calories in a small volume, but also enhance the flavor of foods, which can be helpful if you're experiencing changes in taste perception. Don't underestimate the power of social eating either. Studies consistently show that people eat more when dining with others compared to eating alone. If you live by yourself, try to arrange regular meal sharing with friends, family, or neighbors. Not only will this likely increase your food intake, but the social connection is tremendously beneficial for overall health and cognitive function. Hydration also plays a crucial role in muscle health and appetite regulation. Dehydration can masquerade as fatigue and can reduce your desire to eat. Many seniors reduce their fluid intake to avoid frequent bathroom trips, but this strategy can backfire by contributing to muscle loss and reduced overall function. A simple way to check your hydration status is to look at the color of your urine. It should be pale yellow, like lemonade. If it's darker, like apple juice, you need more fluids. Aim for at least 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily, and more if you're active or it's hot outside. Now, let's talk about a common barrier to proper nutrition in seniors: cooking fatigue. After decades of preparing meals, many older adults simply tire of cooking, especially if they're now cooking for one. This can lead to reliance on processed convenience foods that are typically low in protein and high in sodium and unhealthy fats. If cooking has become a chore, consider these strategies. Batch cook and freeze portions for later use. Explore meal delivery services specifically designed for seniors. Investigate community dining programs at senior centers. Use a slow cooker to prepare meals with minimal effort. Keep nutritious, ready-to-eat proteins on hand like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, hard-boiled eggs, and canned fish. Remember Martha, a 75-year-old widow who had lost interest in cooking after her husband passed away. She was subsisting mainly on toast, cereal, and the occasional frozen dinner. We set her up with a simple meal prep routine where she spent just 1 hour every Sunday preparing protein-rich components that she could mix and match throughout the week. Her energy levels improved dramatically within just a month. Another often overlooked aspect of nutrition for muscle maintenance is digestive health. As we age, our production of digestive enzymes decreases, which can affect how well we absorb the nutrients from our food. Signs of digestive issues include gas, bloating, constipation, or diarrhea after meals. If you're experiencing these symptoms, consider working with a healthcare provider who specializes in digestive health. Simple strategies like taking a digestive enzyme supplement with meals, increasing fiber intake gradually, and including fermented foods like yogurt and sauerkraut can make a significant difference in how well you digest and absorb your protein. Let's circle back to the practical application of everything we've discussed. Here's what an ideal day of muscle-preserving nutrition might look like. Breakfast, Greek yogurt with berries, and a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, about 20 grams protein. Mid-morning snack, a small handful of almonds and a piece of cheese, about 10 grams of protein. Lunch, a salad with 3 to 4 ounces of chicken, chickpeas, and plenty of colorful vegetables, about 25 grams of protein. Afternoon snack, a hard-boiled egg and a piece of fruit, about 7 grams of protein. Dinner, palm-sized portion of fish or lean meat with roasted vegetables and quinoa, about 25 grams of protein. Evening snack, a small protein shake or cottage cheese, about 15 grams of protein. This approach provides around 100 grams of protein spread throughout the day, giving your muscles a steady supply of the building blocks they need to maintain and even rebuild strength. Remember, the goal isn't to become obsessive about counting protein grams, but rather to develop an awareness of where protein comes from, and to ensure you're including good sources at every meal and snack. The beauty of focusing on muscle preservation is that the benefits extend far beyond just physical strength. Maintaining muscle mass also supports metabolic health, helps regulate blood sugar, contributes to better balance and fewer falls, and even supports cognitive function. It truly is one of the most powerful interventions for healthy aging. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to emphasize that it's never too late to start. I've worked with clients in their 90s who have made remarkable improvements in their strength and function by implementing these principles. Your body has an amazing capacity to respond to positive changes at any age. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, you're clearly someone who takes your health seriously and is willing to invest in your future well-being. Type "strong senior" in the comments to let me know you're committed to fighting muscle loss. And if you found value in this information, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based strategies for thriving in your golden years. Your engagement helps this vital information reach more seniors who need it. Remember, aging is inevitable, but how we age is largely up to us. Here's to staying strong, independent, and vibrant for years to come.